thought. We want you to tell us the answer.
The answer to what?
The answer to life, the universe, everything. We'd really like an answer. Something simple.
I have to think about that. Return to this place in exactly 7.5 million years.
I'd like you to make me a rose, okay? How would you make a rose?
I don't have the capabilities to do that.
Hang on. No, it's not intelligently designed, so you should be able to whip me up a rose real quick. Do you believe a rose is intelligently designed?
Definitely not.
In order for me to know what to make, I have to know what a rose is.
Well, it's got a seed, so you've got to start with nothing and you've got to create a seed from nothing.
That's not possible.
So how could you say everything's not intelligently designed? Where does that leave you on the scale of intelligence if you say everything's not intelligently designed and you can't even make a rose?
Here's a wild rose. Here's another wild rose. Like bananas, roses have been crafted by humans through the process of artificial selection to look like this. For thousands of years, gardeners have been cultivating roses, orchids, and other flowers to create more desirable hybrids. However, the cultivation of the rose has drastically improved since the integration of Mendelian theory into our understanding of biology. We can now select for different colors, shapes, and shades. So, I don't understand why Comfort thinks that the rose is supposed to be.
The atheist's nightmare.
See, Comfort, it's things like this that make you a fool. Well, you and other creationists. You and Kirk are typical snake oil salesmen, and you, just like Eric, Cy, Kent, Craig, and all the other people who want to defend the indefensible, making money to bilk the public into buying your bullshit. But I'm not going to let you do that. You see, with every one of these massive public displays of ignorance where they're going to prove God or prove that evolution is not true, you always end up embarrassing yourselves. And even in the face of fact, science, logical evidence, and just plain old common sense, you still indulge in this fantasy that you can somehow resurrect a book of scientific impossibilities, absurdities, myths, and fables to a 21st century audience. And continuously, you are completely routed from the free market of ideas.
I do.
Do you believe man evolved from apes?
Yeah, because of biological evidence, I believe that.
Could you be specific about the evidence?
I'll let Aaron take it from here.
Could you be specific about the evidence?
It is a fact that biodiversity and complexity does increase, that both occur naturally only by evolutionary means.
Could you be specific about the evidence?
It is a fact that alleles vary with increasing distinction in reproductive populations and that these are accelerated in genetically isolated groups.
Could you be specific about the evidence?
It is a fact that natural selection, sexual selection, and genetic drift have all been proven to have predictable effect in guiding this variance.
Could you be specific about the evidence?
It is a fact that significant beneficial mutations do occur and are inherited by descendant groups, and that multiple independent sets of biological markers exist to trace these lineages backwards through many generations.
Fallacy after fallacy after fallacy after fallacy pointed out to you repeatedly through the rigorous process of science and the stupidity that we still have to endure from your followers still continues. And I personally find it unacceptable. Which is why I'm making this vid, to expose people like you, who are knowingly lying to people and trying to make a buck out of it. I'm trying to reduce your salary until you grow out of your need for everyone to subscribe to your faith-based belief, which is what it is. Evolution is not faith. Creationism, the Bible, is faith.
Let's pretend I'm a believer in evolution for a moment. There's a big bang, life form begins, and over millions of years, a dog evolves. It's the first dog. He's got a tail, legs, teeth, eyes, and it's good that he's got eyes because he needs to look for a female. He's been blind for millions of years, but now he can see. He's got to find a female. She's...
No.
So could you give me one example of observable evidence of a change of kinds? A change of kinds. Change of kinds. Change of kind. Change of kinds. Change of kinds.
You don't have a definition of kinds. There is no such thing as kinds. It's made up, much like the entire rest of the fable that you've based your life on.
So that's creationism for you. Stupidity at its best. Silliness that even a 2-year-old would laugh at. There's no piece of evidence that he has left. This is the final death knell for Christianity.
If the theory of evolution was viable, then I should, occasionally, by subjecting this to energy, end up having new life. Now,
Nothing becoming something, blowing up and becoming an organized everything, just doesn't fit logic to me. You've got to be able to prove transitional forms, one animal transitioning into another. And all through the fossil record and life, we don't find one of these. A crocoduck. There's just nothing like it.
I believe dinosaurs or dragons were basically big reptiles that lived in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. And there's lots of scientific evidence that backs that up.
And what happens if you breathe in and out very fast through nostrils which are only as thick as this pencil? Guess what? Your nose catches on fire. You ever heard of dragons breathing fire? Yeah, well, that's what was happening.
See, when God first made the world, there were vast subterranean water chambers.
So God has placed a tab at the top. When you pull the tab, the contents don't squirt in your face.
A change of kinds.
You fucking retard!